Soul family. So we're hanging out in Sierra Park. We're having a party in the tree. Want to see? Here's the tree. This is where we are. I went and picked some sage. There wasn't much. It's kind of dried up. And when I drove up, it was interesting. At the front of the park it said, "No dogs allowed." I'm a cat, so that's cool. I brought Lily to this park, right? We hung out here when she wasn't feeling very well. So, I come up at park and there's these guys, all these workers all sitting at that table right there. And they're young and they're flirting and they're like, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "I'm fine, how are you?" "What are you doing?" And I said, and I looked at the tree across the way and the branches are all cut. I don't know if you guys can see. The branches have been cut. There's a dead branch at the top. It's dead wood, right? And I said, "Oh my God, did you guys just do that?" I said, "Don't cut this tree. This is the one I climb." And they're like, "You climb this tree?" And I said, "Yeah, well, I'll be climbing it when you leave." And they're like, "Well, we're not part of that team." And I said, "You're not?" And they're like, "No, we're not part of the team that cut it down. We're from the other place. We're from Audie Murphy Ranch." And I said, "Audie Murphy Ranch, what's that? The horse, you know, you think about that. I said, "Oh, it's outside the gates." And the guy goes, "Yeah, it's outside the gates, but I live inside the gate." One guy did. He says, "That's how we're able to get in here." And I said, "Okay, well, don't cut my trees down." And that's what they were. They were gardeners, but they were not working in this park. They were just, I said, "So why are you here? Because we have a better park?" "Yeah, we have a better park." He says, "But I live here." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't care." "And where are you going?" I said, "I'm gonna go get some sage. I'll be back to climb my tree when you guys leave." And the guy says, "Well, you better come back before they trim your tree." And I said, "Yeah." So I stayed over there till they left, and I recorded something for you guys. Wait till you see it. It's really cool. Dragonfly message. Yeah, black and blue dragonflies. And once they backed up, and you know what's interesting is those guys, they weren't the garbage truck. They were the gardeners. That was the noise, the beep 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 noise, right? And this guy's sitting across the. I got a message when I was in this tree. And I started to make it part of the reading, and then I thought, I don't know, there's a lot of personal information. Maybe I'm not supposed to share that. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to share it because there might have been information that could help someone else, but there was a lot of private information too. So I said, I'm going to ask for a message, and the first message I get will let me know, because what it said on that truck is, use an automatic shut-off nozzle on your hose. My hose. Water, right? Emotion, speech. So I said, am I supposed to stop this and start again? Or am I supposed to know when to stop? I don't know. I'll ask. So the first message I got was a blessing on a fresh start. A blessing, no it's not, sorry, but that's a beautiful one. We're gonna get that one next. Why did that one come up? That's not what we've got. Where did it go? I already shuffled it away. It was a blessing on a fresh start, basically. And so that was the message. No, you're not gonna use this part in the reading, you're gonna start again. So I did. But that's interesting, because I said what I want to do is, first of all, the tree, right? It wasn't that sometimes you cut the tree you cut all the branches down, they get too overhung, right? They're too heavy, and you trim it so that the tree can grow healthy. It's like roses in the winter. You cut the roses, the dead branches down. You don't even have to cut the dead branches down. You cut the whole tree back hard in order to make it fuller and thicker. Otherwise, it just gets gangly, right? It's like getting your hair trimmed. I'm going today at 3 o'clock to get my hair trimmed. God, I don't know what time it is. I gotta hurry. I like my hair long, but I have to trim the edges because it gets weak, right? Which is what that is. So what happened in that tree wasn't that the branches got weak. It literally had a piece that was dead. It was dead wood that was being cut off. So it's like a family tree, right? That's a tree, and that limb was dead. So you have to cut it away. You have to release it, because if you're still holding on to something, oh, butterfly, look, you have to release it because it's dead. It's got to go away. It's got to be allowed to, because you can't hold on to a butterfly, right? It's transformed into a different state. And in order for your family to grow strong, like if you have, this is what I spoke about. I had. The name of this park is Sierra Park, and this is what I talked about, a family who lost their child, and her name was Sierra. And they had to go on. You know, you have to go on. It's difficult, but you have to move on with your life. And so that's the one message I got. The next message is, if there's a toxic member in your family, even though it's your family, work family, personal family, friendship, whatever, if there's a part that's sick and diseased and toxic, you have to cut it off. You have to. It's not good for you. You can't help them. They have to help themselves. You know, there are times, of course, when if it's a child, you've got to help you've got to help. That's one thing. But we all become adults and we all have to make choices. And if it becomes toxic, you have to cut that branch of your family off. That branch of your family. It could even be outside of your family. It could be relatives, right? And remember, Liger kept saying, pushing me away from the Black Widows. I don't want you to talk to them. Leave that alone. Now, you got to make your own decision and follow your own heart, because sometimes family doesn't want you to talk to someone. My daughter, not my daughter, my sister, it's interesting, I called her my daughter. My little sister didn't want to be a part of the Jehovah's Witness organization, and my parents were still at the time. And so I was forbidden, we were all forbidden to speak to her. But I did anyway. She was my sister. I did listen to my parents, however, and when I came from Canada to visit in California, I didn't go see her because my family said, you know what, if you make it hard for her, she'll come back. If you make it hard from her, oh, this is my message. If you make it hard from her, she'll want to come back. And a lot of times people will say, you know, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. You make it hard for them and they'll come back. Well, she got killed in a car accident 3 weeks later. She wanted to see me, and I was there, and I didn't go see her. I was there, and I had left, and I never saw her, and I never saw her again. I wanted to see her. So this is when you need to follow your heart. Sometimes in a situation, it just depends on the situation. Oh, this person's done this, and you know, they pushed me away, and they've acted like an idiot, and they've done these things, and you know what? Ignore them. Ignore them. If they want you, they'll come. But maybe this person, you've got to allow your heart to guide you. Every situation is different. Every circumstance is different. So sometimes we have to not follow the letter of the law. Sometimes you have to keep thinking about that. Jesus came to the planet and he said, I didn't come to uphold the law. I came to temper the law with love. If it's a toxic environment and it's not in your highest good, you have to remove yourself at a safe distance, but you always infuse love into the situation. But there may be somebody that's able to handle the situation that others are not. And you may be guided by other people. That's why it doesn't matter what I say. This is guidance. You listen to it, and then if it resonates with your heart, you follow it. If it doesn't, you don't. So what I got was, the first card was a blessing for a fresh start, right? Well, the next message, and you guys can choose. What do you want to choose from? You can choose from, I'll just give you items. You can choose from the black dragonflies, family, connected together. You can choose from the single blue dragonflies. You can choose from the family tree, the full family tree that you can climb, or you can choose from the volleyball net. Which side of the team are you on? Okay, so the first message we're going to start with, we'll start with the tree, because I'm in the tree. And the message that you get, and I'm not reading the book, I'm just reading the pictures. This is a blessing on your wisdom. So what you see in this picture is a beautiful woman in blue. She's blue. She's not sad. This is basically like Mother Earth. She's an enchantress. She's a healer. She's a teacher. She's a goddess. She's an oracle. Look at, she's got the acorn, the oak leaf around her neck. She's got the wisdom of the snowy owl, the silent flyer on one side. She's got raven, magic and miracles on the other side of her. She's got the wolf right next to her, and she is using, now this is where people say, oh, she's Wiccan, look at her, she's Wiccan. I'm not Wiccan, I'm not a witch, I don't do binding spells. She's not creating binding spells, but she is using, she's got crystals down here at the bottom, she's burning sage, she's asking for a blessing, she's asking for a clearing, she's standing in front of that family tree. So to me, the message about this is a blessing on using your own wisdom. Use your own wisdom. What is your heart telling you to say? The number 3 and 6 is 9. Get to work, light worker. You know, and you need, everything you need you've got. You already know. Stop hesitating, stop procrastinating. You know where you're supposed to go, you know what you're supposed to do. Right? Call upon the wisdom of the owl to see past the illusion, see through the deception, maybe your own untruths that you're telling yourself, maybe lies that other people have told you. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's knowledge that other people have accrued, but it's not your knowledge. Right? My parents said, don't talk to her. Right? Remember I told you that old man? He said, I don't want Jessie to go anywhere. I don't want Jessie to go away. And I said, Jessie's not going away. Don't listen to what everybody else has said. You hold on. Don't listen to the judgment. You hold on. And that was what he said to me. And I said to him, and I was inspired to say it. So You do whatever you need to do. But that man was the man that was trying to build a natural habitat to bring the dragonflies back. He wanted the dragonflies to come back. And at that time I said, the dragonflies are disturbed. They don't know where to land. They don't know where to go. So the wisdom comes from the grandmother. This is the grandmother. This is the grandfather. This is love. Wisdom is a blessing on your wisdom. What would love say? What would love do? That's the first message. Okay? Second message, we're going to go to, what did I say? I said the family tree. I said the blue dragonflies. Blue dragonflies, we'll go to them. Correct for neutrality on all levels. The blue dragonfly. A blessing to shield and safeguard you. Okay, so this is, here we see Morgana. That's what I believe that who this is. She's got a potion on her waist. She's holding the sword of truth, but she's holding it down. She's got her cloak, her blue cloak is held up by 3 ravens coming in from the void. She's got the new moon. She's got, these look like peacocks, 2 of them together in her skirt. Peacocks most resemble the phoenix rising. There's a pair rising. She's got a sprig of rosemary, or a sprig, it looks like rosemary, or sage, I don't know what she's got, some kind of healing herb. She's also a healer and a teacher. She's got the branches here too, right? The family tree. So she's asking for a blessing to shield you and safeguard you in whatever path you need to take. She has a mask over her, which makes me think of the bandit, the raccoon. The raccoon is very capable. Like this one, has all the tools you need. This is like the magician. So what we're seeing here is the magician, okay? This magician is an upright. She's got the sword down. She's not there to hurt, but she says, I'm a peaceful warrior, but I've got a big sword and I know how to use it. I will cut away what isn't necessary. I've cut away the dead wood down here. I've cut away what is no longer in my highest good. I've got the assistance of spirit. They're holding up my cloak. If I need this cloak for protection, they'll drop it down over top of me. And so we're giving you a blessing for this as well. Whatever is going on, if you need shielding and protecting, you call upon spirit for this. It will come forward. This is a blessing on this. Look at the number again, 45, 4 and 5, 9. You've got everything you need, light worker. Stop procrastinating, move forward. You are safe. Ask for spirit's protection. Learn how to put a cloak upon yourself and keep yourself safe. It also means, to me, you might need to, big shadows flying above me, big wings. Big wings flying above me. You might need to keep quiet. You might need to, as the raccoon does, wear a bit of a mask. Keep yourself in the dark. Don't tell everybody what you're doing. It's not everybody's business what you're doing. It's your tree, it's your family, it's your business. You don't have to explain. You don't even have to explain to your family what you're doing. Not your extended family. This is about you and your choices. So sometimes somebody wears a mask. It doesn't mean that they're evil. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It means they're trying to protect something or someone. Respect that. Respect people's privacy and respect people's privacy and respect people's when they come to you. Respect their privacy at that time, but if somebody divulges, somebody comes to you for help. Somebody came to me last night and said, you know, don't share this. And I said, I won't. And I said, you know what? I have done that. And I have to apologize if I've ever shared and said your name about something. I'm sorry if I've done that. I'm learning. You know, I get so excited about my messages, sharing my messages. Sometimes I realize, wow, I shouldn't have said that, right? Please don't do that. So I apologize. And she says, no, I understand. And so I keep a confidence, right? Keep somebody's confidence. And so look at her crown. It's a crown of metal. So she's keeping her crown protected from, which is you. You've got to keep a shield, and me. Keep a shield so that we don't have darker energy come in, but it's also our own dark thoughts, right? Make sure that you have a crown of protection so that you get spirit's messages and downloads and information, but you don't allow yourself to be in a place where you're open and vulnerable and exposed. You don't want that. You don't want to have negative energy coming in. You don't want your own either. So we're asking for a blessing upon that. I'm looking at 2 vials of potions on her neck, on her waist. Now, we're going to look at this in a different way. This could be somebody coming at you, right? Somebody who's calling themselves a spiritual teacher. This is somebody who's carrying potion. This is somebody who may want to cast a spell, a binding spell. She comes in the cloak of darkness. Ask spirit to illuminate with the sword of truth. This sword may be coming to cut something cut you. So we are asking right now for a shield of protection, and that if anybody were to come forward in this way, showing themselves as an angel of light when in fact they are not, they're coming from the darkness, highlight that for us so that we are safe and protected, and so are our loved ones. Very simple. No one's supposed to be paranoid or worried. We're just supposed to give it over to spirit, okay? This is a blessing for protection and shielding. So we spoke of the family tree, the full tree that you could climb. This is the healthy tree, right? It's a little bit gangly. It is. And it's probably going to have these new little shoots trimmed in order to keep it strong and healthy. But right now, it's beautiful and lush. And it's actually a good place to hide up in the trees. It's a nice place to be. It's safe, it's beautiful. It's shady, right? It's providing shelter. This family tree is got many branches. It's providing shelter right now, which is like spirit for us, right? So, and then we went to, I don't know if it was the blue dragonfly or the black dragonfly. So whichever one it was, we'll do the next one. The other dragonfly is, okay? You guys look around. I feel like I hear an owl, but I know I can't be hearing an owl. Not in the daylight. Sounds like an owl, see? Somebody who sounds like the owl, but is not the owl. It's a dove. It's a dove. A dove of peace. It's very, very loud. See? It's safe. It's safe. That's good, because I was about to jump to the wrong conclusion. Okay, so 16 minutes and 36 seconds, we go to whichever the next dragonfly was. And the message is, a blessing on the senses that gift the world to you. This is beautiful. So let me look at this for a second. I'll let you guys you look up there. A blessing on the senses that gift the world to you. Okay, so when I first started walking across, I pointed out daisies across the field. Daisies are, for one thing, they're Aries flower. They're also the hippie flower. They're also simplicity, right? And you see the bee? Get busy and get after the honey. She's holding the honey, and the bees come right to her hand. So these are the senses that we hold: the innocence, the truth, the happiness, the bright, the light, right? We hold the honey and draw the bees towards us. You don't draw the bees towards you with vinegar, nasty vinegar. You use honey to draw the bees to you. Yesterday, it was really intriguing for me. I watched as I sat at my desk, and my beautiful hummingbird feeder that sits outside, it's red, rosy kind of it's beautiful color. It's glass blown with flower petals, right? That the dragonflies see. The hummingbird and the dragonfly are the same one. Come and they rest on the little petals so that they can drink from the sweetness. Well, as I was watching, and I had just talked to you guys about, why don't you use honey? I talked about the natural honey, right, that was given to me by my good friend John in Sedona, raw organic honey. And I said I put some in my water, right? Use honey. Use the senses that you have. Use the ability that you have been gifted. And I looked up and I see a bee go into the flower petal, and I thought, oh my gosh, he's going to get stuck in there, because you slide down and he goes in to get a drink of the sweetness, but he's not able to get out of there. So I watched him for a few minutes and he didn't come out. So I went out there and I picked the flower. And I blew on the end of it and shot him out and he flew away. So I had the honey and the bee came to me, which means you don't have to go chasing. You just need to use the senses that you have as gifts, that the world has gifted you. What are the senses? What are the gifts that you hold? The number is 7. You're on the right path and it will exceed your expectations. The bees came straight to me. The bees came straight to my honey, right? So now that hummingbird feeder was something that was set out for the hummingbirds. And the bees came to try and take a drink, right? But why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they share? That's the thing. There is something, everybody wants some of it. There's nothing wrong with that. You can share. It wasn't for one specific hummingbird, and it wasn't for what, you know what I mean? If it's what I got the message when I was watching the dragonflies. The single blue dragonflies were dive bombing the black ones that were double-deckered, and they even started dive bombing the blue ones that were double-deckered, the ones that were paired up. The single blue ones were dive bombing them. They were jealous. They wanted what the others had, and it's like, don't dive bomb, don't go after what is not yours, right? But this honey was welcome for everyone to partake from. So this is a message for people who have jealousy issues. I don't like that everybody comes to you. I don't like that they all flock to you to get the honey from you. But I'm not giving them that honey. This is the honey that's for everyone. This is Spirit's honey. I'm not sharing with people things that should not go to other people, right? We keep what's sacred for ourselves and for our sacred partner, right? But sometimes people have issues of insecurity, and it doesn't even have to be between a partner. It can be a mother and child, right? The grandmother and the child were very, very close, and the mother was jealous and tried to keep them apart. That's hurting the child, that's hurting the mother and the grandmother, because love, it's honey. Give everybody that love. You're not gonna lose the love of one if they love another. You need to learn how to share, like the hummingbirds and the bees were sharing from that honey that I put out, the sweetness that I put out. I put it out for everyone. It's just like this Father gives us these messages. They're for all of us. They're not just for one person. They're for everyone, every denomination, every color, every sex, everybody. He's not differentiating and saying, you know what, you don't get to live here. You can't be part of our family because you're gay. You can't be part of our family because you're black. You can't be part of our family because you're Hindu. You can't be in part of my family because you're Jewish. Why? We have one Father and one Mother, Mother Earth, and it's for all of us. The honey goes out equally to all of us. And she sits here very gracefully, very open, in her purity and her truth, and she welcomes the bees. They're not gonna sting her. Remember, everyone said, what are you gonna do about those people that are not who they say they are? And my mother told me, don't worry about what they're doing and why. You just do your part. And that's the battle that you go back and forth. Well, you've got to protect yourself. Well, Spirit's gonna show me when I need to protect myself. Don't divulge personal information to those people. Maybe talk about something that's more generic, right? Or spiritual, that's it. Don't give them personal information if you don't know who they are. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the volleyball net. Which side of the team are you on? Why can't you play the game together, right? Why can't you come and play and be a good team, play good team sports, right? A good team member. What's it called? Be a good sport. Don't play dirty volleyball, right? Well, you're on that side and we're on this side. Yeah, but we're all here to have a good time. Right? We're all here to enjoy. We're all here to help one another. This is just exercise. This is just a way for us to have fun, to throw the ball back and forth. Sometimes, you know what, we throw the ball back and forth over the net and we get different ideas, right? Geez, I never thought I could learn anything from you, but I have. Huh. I like the way you throw. I like the way you, what's it called? I like your defense. I like the way you handle that. I like the way you slam dunk that one. You power that one down. I was always good at that, right? I was good at bouncing stuff off my head. So bounce it off my head. I'm good at that. You can bounce your ideas off of me, right? There's all kinds of different ways to look at that. So at 23 minutes, we go to a blessing for peace of mind. I love this. Not to mention the colors today are just incredible. Periwinkle, my favorite color. This is a color my bedroom was painted when I was a little girl in my character home. Cheeping birds. Okay, so a blessing for peace of mind. And look what she's doing. She's relaxed. She's hanging out in this tree relaxed. Right? I mean, check this out. This is funny. Here's me. There was a truck that drove up and looked at me and they were like, what is she doing? I'm hanging out in my tree. I'm just chilling like a villain. And you know what? You probably think, some people think I'm a villain. I'm wearing black, but I'm not. Sometimes what looks dark is not dark, right? That's the truth of the matter, and you just need to see that. So right now, Spirit's telling you, just relax. It's okay. Everything's good. Relax. Take a chill pill. On one side of the bench that she sits on, you see the mother. On the other side, oh, you see the acorn man. You see the bridegroom. This is, if you were to see the green man and its bride, that is what he looks like. He looks like that. And that's what she looks like. It almost is like Beauty and the Beast, right? But that's not really what he's like. That's just his covering. They are built from the same material where you can rest easy with them, right? And coming from the acorn, in front of the acorn man, the green man, right? The green man, he's holding, there's a sprig of fresh growth, leaf growing from that acorn. There's a new beginning with that one. They're still separate. Somebody's sitting in the, okay, now we're going to go to here. Somebody's sitting in the middle of these two, separating them. He has got a new beginning starting. Her eyes don't realize that. What is in the middle of them? What's getting between them? Is there someone getting between you? Because in all truth and reality, if you follow your heart and you listen to your heart, no one can get between you and the one that you love. Because you should trust the one that you love. You should speak to the one that you love, right? And look what's happening. The raven's coming and delivering a glass bead, and it's green. It's a glass, it's a crystal, it's green, healing crystal. So is it, you know what, they know what the crystal is? It's beryl. It's beryl crystal. Beryl crystal. This is a very important message for me, for sure. On both sides, where he is and where she is, there is new growth on the outsides of them, right? He's holding that acorn and it's sprouting new growth. So there's something new in his life. He is starting over anew. And there's a blue ring on the edge of her cloak that's right by, it's like the earring of the Greenman's bride. It's right at her ear. Her cloak is made of beautiful royal blue feathers. Truth. There's another raven down at the bottom. And at the bottom of the feet of this one sitting on this beautiful bench, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 crystals. The colored ones are green, orange, and amethyst color. So peace for amethyst, green for growth and love, orange for seat of sexual energy and creativity. Seat of sexual energy and creativity. She is sitting on the seat of sexual energy between these two. So she's coming to bring a blessing for a peace of mind between these two, to bring them together. She's got dark hair and blue eyes. Her hair's not black, it's brown. She's very pretty. Maybe she's helping these two come together. She is the raven. She is the raven. She is the raven. She's from the raven family. She's from the raven family. 1, 2, 3 ravens and her would make 4 angels. She's an angel. She's an angel. And she is bringing the two sides together. And she's asking for a peace of mind, a blessing for peace of mind. Relax. You guys are cut from the same wood. You're made from the same things. There's growth and healing. And there's a beautiful blue stone at the base of where the green man sits. And she's got the same color crystal as her earring. So she's hearing what he has at his feet. Tanzanite is the color. So I'm going to look up the beryl crystal and post it for that mother. And Tanzanite is this color. You might say it's sapphire blue, but it's a very, very light. And it's got kind of a periwinkle color. So to me, it's Tanzanite. I've had Tanzanite. So whatever the case, 3 and 2 is 5. A significant change is occurring right now. It's always for the better. So it's a good idea to call upon Spirit for help with these changes. You know what I just noticed? Look at my moonstone. Look at the color of my moonstone. Right next to my lapis. Could be lapis and moonstone mixed together, which is the color of my talisman. So the lapis is speaking your truth, and the moonstone is connecting with your feminine energy, your intuition. Cycles of the moon. The moon is always about secrets, so it's about speaking your truth. Or it's about keeping the right secrets, knowing who to trust. Right? But you're going to have peace of mind. You can relax that all is well. And if you need to know anything, somebody gave me a dream this morning and they were frustrated because they couldn't understand it. And I said, you know what, if we don't understand it, we're not meant to understand it right now. Let it go. And when we're meant to understand it, it'll be clarified for us. And if it's something that we're trying to do and we can't get it done, then we hand it over to Spirit and we say, you take care of it because I know you can. Right? For you and your part, you come from love. What would love say? What would love do? And you know what I'm looking at right now? That couple sitting underneath that tree having a picnic lunch together. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful date. Can you see them on the other side underneath that tree? They walk down here together. They don't have any car. Just my car here. And that dove is talking big time. How loud it is in the middle of the day. In the middle of the day. Okay, so doves are generally around. It could be a pigeon. Could be a pigeon. Pigeons talk during the day. Doves talk at night or at dusk or in the early morning hours. So the pigeon is a relative. And it's singing loud. And it's telling you the same thing as what the dove would say. I'm a different part of the family, but I want peace. I want you to take a breath. I want you to relax. I want you to spend some time with the one that you love. I'm bringing and asking for a blessing for you, that harmony comes to this situation. And how do you do that? You speak to each other, you communicate, you tell your truth, you express yourself. You spend time with the ones that you love. You recognize the importance of buying time out and being out in nature. You need to listen to the messages that come to you. Spirit will bring you the messages that you need to see. I love looking at the trees. I love looking at the patterns on the trees. They're gorgeous. There's so many amazing patterns. I can sit here and I can find dragons in the trees as well. I can see them sticking out. You remember the all-seeing eye of the owl? You'll see it everywhere. Pay attention in nature. They'll give you messages. Look at the sap coming from the branches of the tree. See where it's dark? That's the sap. All right, you guys, that's it. I gotta go home, upload this, and I gotta go get my hair done. It's a shorter reading, but I like it out here like this. This is cool. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Spirit told me to take some time out today, and I did, and this was good. And I've actually never quite sat this long in a tree, so I hope I can get up without falling. I'm going to make myself a very beautiful ceremonial sage wand with rosemary. I'm going to do it for myself because I never made myself a beautiful one. I just took the leftovers and I made all the beautiful other ones for others and sold them for others or gave them away as gifts. I never kept the beautiful things for myself. And Spirit's telling me that this is not the way it's supposed to be. You need to take care of yourself. That's why I'm not working today. I'm supposed to rest and relax, enjoy myself. I'm supposed to give myself what I would give others. My foot is completely asleep. My left leg is completely asleep, so I'm gonna wait here for a second. So that's why there wasn't enough sage to make it for other people, because I would have done that. I would have gone home and I would have bundled it all up and I would have made a sage wand, a beautiful sage wand, and I would have sold it, but I'm not going to. This one's gonna be mine. I can always go back out on another day and do that for you. So if anybody would like to purchase a Queen of Wands ceremonial sage wand, if you'd like help with a private reading or dream analysis, my email address is www.theangelswhisper.com. My email address is sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com. SHERRICOLUMBUS. And it would be best to communicate through that. I get that right away. I get notifications right away from that. And my blonde hair is about to go dark. Not totally dark, but it's gotten quite faded. Next time you see me, I won't have any gray at my roots and I will have darker hair. All right, you guys, thanks for coming with me, and this was fun. We'll do it again. It feels great here in this tree. I like the fact that I've got enough shade here. If I didn't, I know I would be hot instead of completely relaxed. So, talk to you guys soon. Love you.